Hi, Gooby here. Today, I'd like to talk about dying of laughter. I've seen a lot of people die. A fair number of people die. Most of the time it's been in the hospital. I guess all the time it's been in the hospital. And honestly, dying in the hospital, it's not a very pleasant experience, I don't think. At least from the perspective of watching someone die in the hospital. I hope I don't die in a hospital. I was thinking about how would I want to die. Well, I discovered something that I didn't know. I didn't know that you could die from laughing. I've heard the phrase dying of laughter, but I thought it was just like you laugh so hard you feel like you're gonna die. But I didn't know that it's actually something that happens. So I was thinking about it. I was like, what would that be like to die from laughing? Laughing? What is laughing? I think there's something ecstatic about laughing. About like finding something funny and it like tickles you in a way in your soul and in your your whole being. It kind of like tickles you. And I was like, my dog, I don't think she laughs. I don't think Doobie laughs. Maybe she does. Do other animals laugh? Like humans laugh? I mean, some animals sound like they're laughing, like hyenas, but I don't know if they're actually laughing. I feel like mushrooms laugh. I think they probably laugh a lot. But that's just my intuition. I think they giggle all the time. But I don't know. Well, the reason why I started thinking about this is because someone was talking about how someone online I was reading a Reddit thing and no, it was YouTube. It's YouTube because I came across this music called the Benny Hill theme song music. Cause someone was mentioning it in Reddit. It's like, oh, this would be perfect to cue the Benny Hill music. And I was like, what is Benny Hill music? And so I started listening to it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing makes everything funny. Like if you put this music to like anything, it just makes it that much more funny. And so I was just reading the comments and one person said that their uncle was in a car wreck and they broke a bunch of ribs and they were in the hospital and they were sitting there recovering and the TV remote was just a little too far away and the Benny Hill show came on and their uncle said they nearly died laughing because it hurt so much and he couldn't reach the remote to turn off to turn off to turn off the TV show. And so he just sat there like trying not to laugh, but it hurt so much and he thought he was going to die. Well, then I got curious. I'm like, could you actually die from laughing? And so I just wanted to take the time to honor the human beings that have died laughing. Because there's actually a whole list of people that have died from laughter. So I just found this curious and that's why I want to share it. We're going to go in chronological order on this list. 5th century BC, Zeuxis. That's kind of a funny name to begin with, Zeuxis. Greek painter. Died laughing at the humorous way in which he painted an old woman. Chrysippus. The man who died from laughing at his joke. Apparently a very influential 3rd century BC Greek Stoic philosopher. Now, okay, This is called a tragic comic death. Okay, well, what happened was he saw a donkey eating his figs. So he told a slave to give the donkey undiluted wine to wash them down with. And then, having laughed too much, he died. Now that's ironic because he's a Stoic philosopher. So Stoicism is about having control over your emotions. So it's a very, very ironic death. 1410, King Martin of Aragon died from a combination of indigestion and uncontrollable laughter. I wonder who compiled this list. 1556, Pietro Aretino died of suffocation from laughing too much. 1660, Thomas Urquhart, Scottish aristocrat, polymath, and first translator of Francois Rabelais' writings into English, died laughing upon hearing that Charles II had taken the throne. Now, it seems there is a gap. There's a gap between 1660. Well, there's a gap between really the ancient Greeks to the 14 to 1600s, and then it comes to the present time. So maybe people avoided death from laughter in between those times, or maybe we just don't know. Maybe just those times are just really funny times. Maybe those were good times in human history. Well, let's see here. Now we're in modern times. October 14th, 1920, 56-year-old Arthur Copcroft, a dog trainer in Australia, was reading a 5-year-old newspaper and amused at the prices for some commodities 5 years earlier in 1915 as compared to when he was reading it in 1920. He made a remark to his wife regarding this and burst into laughter. And in the midst of it, he collapsed and died. And we live in a time of inflation too. During the night of October 30th, 1965, a 24-year-old carpenter who was well known for making his companions laugh was telling jokes to his friends. The joke was so funny, it caused the carpenter to fall in an uncontrollable fit of laughter, from which he then fainted. He was brought to the hospital, but died before he could be given any help. There's only a few more that are recorded like this. 1975, Alex Mitchell from Kings Lynn, England, died laughing while watching Kung Fu Capers. Capers spelled with a K. Kung Fu Capers. Episode of The Goodies. After 25 minutes of continuous laughter, Mitchell slumped on the sofa and died from heart failure. His widow later sent the Goodies a letter thanking them for making Mitchell's final moments of life so pleasant. If there's a way to go out, I think laughing your ass off is a pretty good way to go out. There's only a couple more that are recorded in history. 1989, during the initial run of the film A Fish Called Wanda. That's a really funny movie. I've watched that countless times as a kid. So a 71-year-old Danish audiologist named Ole Benson laughed himself to death while watching this film. And the final one and the most recent is August 19th, 2003. Damn gnome, say gnome. I think I said it right. 52-year-old ice cream truck driver died laughing while asleep. The cause of death is unclear, as he was in good health. So you're not even safe in your sleep. You could die from a fit of laughter from your dreams. But is that something to be scared about? No, I don't think so. I don't think I'd mind dying from laughing. I think that'd be actually a pretty good way to go out. I think that death, in a way, is not something really to be afraid of. To run away from. And I'm going to explore that some more, I think. I probably will, in some upcoming videos. I just wanted to share this interesting history of dying from laughing. Bye.